Okay, but seriously, what am I doing with hundreds and hundreds of low-dollar video games today? Well, as you guys know, I sell video games exclusively online, which means that games that are in the like $5 to $10 range, I can't really sell profitably after shipping and fee. So what I like to do when I buy large collections that inevitably have a lot of low-dollar games in them is I'll save them up over time in these large IKEA bags and then all at once take them to a video game store to use as trade-in. And because there are so many of them, I'm taking them to a specific game store that I've done business with before down in Tennessee that pays really well for lower end games, because in store they sell tons of them. Okay, here is a look at everything that we're bringing down to trade in at the store. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags of stuff. I'm gonna guess there's maybe 350 games in all of these bags. If I end up getting an average of $2 a game in trade-in, that'll put us at $700 in trade-in, but I want to hear you guys' guesses in the comments below before I go. All right, folks, well, after a 3 or so hour drive, here we are at Game Hub in Clarksville. Time to get all this stuff unloaded. 7 bags of games and a kitty cat. We both got a lot of work to do. While you're working on that, I think I might take a look over here at a lot of your inventory and see what kind of stuff I might be interested in. And folks, the crazy thing about this location in particular is just the insane volume of games to go through. Really all there is to do is just kind of set the camera down and start scanning stuff. This little corner back here looks like a not bad place to start. I tend to do okay with PSP stuff, like, I don't know, this Street 3 is catching my eye. Some of these SmackDown versus Raw, you guys know I buy those a lot, and a lot of them look complete, so there's some potential there. And then also up here, looks like we've got a solid shelf of sealed stuff, so that's always interesting. It looks like mostly lower end stuff. Then again, sometimes I'm surprised what this stuff can go for on Amazon, so I'll definitely be checking those out as well. All right, so I'm going through the good old PS1 section here, and if you guys know anything about me, you know that I'm kind of a sucker for Disney PS1 games. I don't know why I always look for them, but I found a little section of them down here. Look at that, Winnie the Pooh Kindergarten. I think a viewer has actually sent this to me before. Then this one, Disney's Treasure Planet. Did anybody watch this as a kid? That one really brought me back. This was an interesting one, the collector's edition. I think this came in a 3-pack, yeah, part of a set of Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure, Disney Kitchen. Oh my gosh, I totally played this as a kid. It is like sort of like a Disney Cooking Mama almost, and it is not good. Going Quackers. I actually had this on the Game Boy as a kid, but the ones that I did find from this section so far, just in like these top 2 rows here, are Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. This is like a decent value game. It goes for like 35 to 40 or so on eBay. And then Disney's Hercules as well is actually a decently fast seller on Amazon, so gonna make an offer on those 2. And then I also found some PS2 stuff over here, a few copies of Family Guy. We'll see if we can come to a deal on. Call of Duty Legacy seemed a little bit spiked. There weren't all that many competitors on Amazon. And then Finny the Fish, not a fast seller, but worth more than you would think. I think in the like 20 or so range. So we'll see if he's willing to part with them for like 10 apiece. People, I am floored right now. Did anybody know that there was a Zaboomafoo PBS PlayStation game? Did anyone else watch this as a kid? I was all about that classic Zaboomafoo and the Crack Brothers. I actually watched a YouTube video on it recently. Gotta respect the classics. One of the things that I will say as I'm finishing up the PS2 section here is that if you can find any place like this in your area that just has tons and tons of inventory, regardless of their pricing, I'd highly recommend hopping in there and just using it as a learning experience to scan everything you possibly can if you're looking to get into video game resale yourself and just kind of put the time investment in to invest in your own industry knowledge, because like having access to this kind of information, if you just have your eBay or Amazon app as well, can be really crucial for starting your resale career. I actually just talked to him about these ones, offered $5 a piece, and he said that he was cool with it because he has a bunch more of them as well. So since so far pretty much everything that I'm looking at is in the like low-ish dollar range, I'm really trying if I can to double my money after fees on all of these kinds of like $5 to $10 to maybe even $15 titles. All right, ladies and gents, just finished up the Wii and also smaller Wii U section, and also I found the only segment of inventory in this store that is looking pretty sparse. This little corner Switch section. Apparently not a lot of those getting traded in. And as far as Wii goes, a lot of you guys know it's honestly mostly like, I don't know, 90 50 or so % shovelware. So you have to filter through a lot of low dollar stuff, but I was able to come out with a few gems. Folks, just look at this cat curled up in the gamer's chair. Oh man, I am actually allergic to cats. So sorry guy, I'm allergic to you and yet I love you. All right, so sitting right here behind me is most, not all, but most of the games that I ended up trading in today. Grand total of the number of it ended up being 568 games. So if you were close to that, congratulations. I came in a little bit under. And as far as the total trade-in value goes, drum roll please everyone. Ryan, what are you gonna hit me with?
$1,114.
$1,114, which is right around, actually pretty close to exactly $2 a game, which was right around what I was hoping for. So definitely not going to complain about that. And it's higher than the dollar amount that I was expecting given the number of games that I thought were there. All right, so now comes the interesting part. We've got some higher dollar games back here. He mentioned the first party, like Melees, the Double Dashes. He's not going to be super negotiable on because they fly out the door. But stuff like this Baroque, well, it's missing the manual. I don't know if I'm crazy about that. What about Norath? Is that one that sells good for you?
Here and there, but if you want it all.
Okay, nice and complete. I could be at 20. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do 20 a piece. On these Godzillas, you've got 40 a piece. Any interest in 25 a piece?
I'll do that.
Does that work? Cool. All right, so the final batch of the day actually ended up being pretty sweet. We got a lot of higher end, mostly PS2 stuff. Full Metal Alchemist, Taito Legends 2, Magna Carta, Romancing Saga, a couple Godzilla games, a couple Norath games, Pokemon Channel, ooh, Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, paid $100 for this guy. Hopefully that'll end up working out on Amazon. Mortal Kombat Collection, Radiata Stories, Tales of Legendia, NCAA Football 11, La Pucelle Tactics, and Raw Danger. And the final total, you ready, Ryan, of what I'm going to be spending minus whatever, what was it? 14, okay, because the total bill for my stuff that I got was 1,844. So I owe you like almost 700 bucks in the end. 730. Your math is better than mine. How do you feel about that? I feel pretty good about that. I'm coming home with a lot of stuff that I'm definitely gonna be able to use, so I appreciate it, man. 500 video games flipped in a single day. That has got to be some kind of record on this channel. The total for the individual games, the average ended up being $1.96 per game, which is just a hair's breadth shy of the $2 a game that I was really hoping for. But I'm not gonna complain at all, especially given the volume of games that they took in. And I'm really happy with the games that I'm coming away with as well. I think I showed you guys pretty much everything that I'm taking home. But yeah, solid day of trade-in action at Game Hub. Appreciate you all coming along for the journey as always, and until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip.